Hey, I'm Niki Delson. I'm the co-chair of the Carbondale Age-Friendly Community Initiative. We joined together to form an organization that would encourage the town to become an age-friendly community, and we did that back in 2019. The goal was for older adults to have a voice, to be visible, vocal, and contributing to all aspects of community life, civic, social, building the infrastructure. Wherever anybody showed up, we wanted to make sure that older adults weren't a footnote in planning. So in order to become an age-friendly community, you really need the Board of Trustees to say, yes, we will live into the aspiration of becoming an age-friendly community. It's not like you get a stamp that says, okay, now you're age-friendly. It really is a commitment of all community leaders to live into the vision. I think because we're a rural community, I think that that is so important because rural communities have that. You're small and people know each other, and older adults are a vital force in all volunteer work in the communities. And so in the beginning, all we did was forge relationships um, and talk with people about how to grow the idea of an age-friendly community. I think when you talk about older Coloradans, that people need to realize that there are different levels of being older. So there's young older, you become like when you get to retire, so in your early 60s and then in your 70s and 80s on up. And what the needs of each population is different because our health challenges are different, our social network is different, um, our relationships are different. Um, and so it's hard to just say, what are the needs of older Coloradans? But if I try and conceptualize that into, like an umbrella to cover it all, I think I would say being relevant. That can mean different things. So it can mean being relevant to your family, and I'm thinking in terms of COVID, how that has really changed our capacity to do what makes us feel relevant. So being relevant to your children, being relevant to your grandchildren, being relevant in your community. And for those of us on the organizing steering committee for CAFKI, it's being able to contribute back this wealth of knowledge that we've accumulated, the resources that we could bring to the table in order for people to think of older adults not as just people in need, but as a resource to a community that comes from a wealth of experience. Carbondale is a magnificent town with wonderful trails and wonderful places to walk. And it's a mountain town, and there is, through the central core of the town, a multimodal street. As the town has grown, it has become more and more dangerous for pedestrians and for cyclists. Carbondale has a system of what's called priority corridors. We took the information on this one particular corridor, which we thought was very dangerous for older, well, for everybody. The Board of Trustees, after not addressing this for at least, I would think 20 years that it has been done, has now moved budget money in the tune of $90,000 for the consultant and $500,000 over the next 2 years to address that multimodal corridor and change the design. As a group, our passion is making the town safe for older adults to walk in, and those of us who still cycle get anywhere in town safely. And that has been our passion since we formed. And having accomplished this, I think, was really incredible. We're still in the process. The design will be finalized in March.